hey, hi, hello. We are here playing some Vampire the Masquerade. Um, we're going to go around the room, introduce who we're going to be playing, and get started with tonight's shenanigans. Um, it is going to be just a couple nights after Elysium where we're going to be picking up at, just for the cast to know. Because you guys went off on your sort of own little tangents, the entire group, sort of, besides Carter and Dimitri. Um, we're off finding some thin blood individuals. But that being said, we're going to go ahead and start with the man, the myth, the legend, Warren.
I'm Warren. I'll be playing Carter. He's a Tremere. Currently, he's interested in the Thin Bloods and why the Prince continues to boop him so damn much.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes, that's what I just said.
Okay. Next up, we have Donnie.
I'm Donnie, and I don't know who I'm playing anymore. This life of mine has just been a constant search of true unlife. So maybe we'll introduce my next phase soon.
I love it.
Or I can say it now, I don't care.
Go ahead and say it now, but we'll have you show your description later.
I'm gonna say, do I have a name on my overlay?
You do.
I'm abandoning Tanner, and I am setting sail with Benny Blankenship, the Malkavian.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Spoilers. Next up, Ian.
Oh, hey, I found my way over to Tuesday. It sounded like fun in the recording, so I wandered in. My name's Ian. I am playing Michael Barrow, the Ravnos. How do you say it? Ravnos?
I've heard of
Uh,
Ravnos, is how I
yeah,
was
Ravnos.
under the impression from people who wrote the books.
Yep, I was gonna
Ravnas, as in get that
Ross
Nas.
Nosferatu.
see. That's honestly one of the reasons that I went over to Rev from Nosferatu is they have the NOS and they share it together. So that means there must be some sort of relation. Reading about it, I lied to myself, but you know what you got to do to get there, right?
Exactly. And then last but not least, we have Justin.
Hi, I'm Justin. I play Dimitri, the Ventru, and yeah, I'm just kind of out there stalking the streets trying to find my monthly allotment of Thin Bloods for my friendly Malkavian.
Warren shakes his head in a very big, disapproving way.
What do you mean? We're to win it.
Exactly. It has been a couple of days. You guys have found a couple of decent spots that you guys have mapped out. And it's going to be most of the spots that are going to be located on um, your guys' domain map, or the map of Indianapolis that we have set up for the different domains. So more or less, you've sort of figured out where inside of Terre Haute a lot of these thin bloods are sort of wandering around. um, After a couple of nights of searching, um, Eva's been pretty absent from the Haven, dealing with a couple of personal matters that she's been handling, um, and Tanner as well. After a couple of nights, though, Tanner's stuff is now no longer even there to begin with. Um, as you guys sort of had the feeling in general, and Tanner even mentioned it to a couple of folks at Elysium, that Cynthia was a target of his, and while not being able to take care of it at Elysium, the hunt was not over. Um, but during this night, I need everyone to go ahead and roll a rouse check. Michael and Benny, you guys will start off at 1 hunger automatically, but you can still go ahead and roll that rouse check to see if you guys go to 2.
This whole thing is already angled against me. I feel it.
Oh, and they updated the sheet too. Poggers. I will also change your character sheet or your name here shortly, Tanner. Oh, look, you did it. Nice. But as you guys are sort of hanging out inside of your bookstore, you guys awaken. You guys have no urgent matters. No one's banging on your door. No one's sending chemical and biological attacks towards you. It's a good night for a book.
All the best nights start out that way.
Until they're no longer a good time for a book.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't last very long as being good for a book.
But right now, it's just
But
the
they
two of you
start that
inside
way.
your haven.
Okay.
So where do you think Eva is, man?
It is difficult to say. Eva is mystery. She will be back. Do not worry.
I wasn't really worried as much as I was like wondering if she was punching somebody.
Only if they give her a reason to.
I mean, is it only if they give her a reason?
Or if I'm there to go there to fight.
Yeah, if somebody bumps into her or looks at her funny.
And I go, ooh, didn't she fight?
A few moments go by, and you guys hear a knock at the front door of the, I'm assuming, closed bookstore at these hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I would assume we're closed.
Check the security camera. Is there anybody on the camera?
There is a individual, hooded individual, as it looks like once now that you've actually had a chance to look outside, it looks like it's got some flurries going through off the camera, so it looks like it is very wet, very cold, and someone is bundled up outside.
Were you expecting anyone?
No. We should just leave him out there, read a book.
You are no fun. I go see who it is.
Yeah, I go with him.
I'll go upstairs and look out the door. Can I see a face inside the hood, or are they kind of cloaked in shadows?
No, you can actually see it is a very pale-looking individual, not unnaturally pale, but just someone with a poor skin complexion. As they are just standing there, just staring at the door.
I'll unlock it and kind of open it a crack. Can I help you?
And he just sort of continues to stare for a moment, looks at his watch. Hi, I was sent on behalf of a group of people that you were looking to hear back from, and he goes and he hands you over a letter. And on the back of the letter is a wax seal of Clan Gangrel.
Oh, the prince. Thank you. Is it all?
And you sort of see him blink a couple times, and he is absolutely just lost on where he is.
You got to go down the street and take a left, and about a block away is where the gas station is.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good night, buddy.
Yeah, I gotta find my car, and he just sort of starts wandering off, trying to find where I guess he left his car. But yeah,
That
again,
man died to the
resolution.
elements.
Exactly.
Do you want to come in for a minute and get warm, and then we can call you an Uber?
I think I'm okay. My car should be around here somewhere, though. Appreciate it.
Well, there goes my
I'll
free
close
snack.
the door. I'll hand the note over to Carter. I'm too nervous. You read it.
You think it's from the prince?
He has his cleanse seal on it. I would hope so. I don't know anybody else.
Fair enough. I will look around for Glovebox Nosferatu.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception. So with your, I guess not a perception, but go ahead and roll your sense the unseen.
Which I believe is Will and Auspex.
I believe it is a resolve plus aspects.
Oh, that's right, because I'm trying to make it happen.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. One, two, three, four. As you look around, you do not see any sort of glove box Nosferatu lurking in the shadows.
Yep. Then we'll take it back in. I'll open the seal on the letter and read it out loud to Dimitri.
Yeah. For those who it may concern, your vote has been taken care of, and you have been granted your larger domain. Sincerely, Seneschal.
Nice.
And that's Nessa, right?
That is indeed Seneschal.
Yes.
Which he did tell you, Dimitri, that the vote would go through via the prince unless he continued to not feel well after the Elysium.
This could be a good thing or a bad thing.
So we haven't heard from the prince otherwise, I assume?
No, this is the since Elysium. This is the first sort of contact you guys had with any other kindred besides your own coterie.
Well, I guess we'll have to deal with that at a certain point. But so how big is our domain? I know you were working on making some expansions, Dimitri. What did you manage to get us?
Well, I asked if they would be okay if we expanded into the Thin Blood territory to the north. It's a pretty sizable chunk. We just have to go take it.
Yeah, this is more of the Cam telling us, sure, you can have this domain that we don't have any right to, and the Anarchs think is theirs. Is that more of that?
Pretty much, but we have permission to expand. It means our hunting grounds will grow.
Oh, I'm not against it. I'm just saying, like sort of like asking me for permission to go colonize something, like sure you can, Dimitri, no problem.
Well, I am happy to have your permission as well.
Oh crap.
So do you
Well, we
wish
need
to
the.
be a part of this expansion?
Oh, it sounds great. We need the Thin Bloods anyway, right?
Indeed.
In terms of game effect, your guys' hate. I mean, you guys are in the process. You guys have received the ability to take it, um, but you guys will now begin that process in growing it. And they have allotted you for the entirety of the Thin Blood territory. That if you wanted to add, you can take up to that amount.
Nice. So I will discuss with you because she is not here. I would like to see Eva become sheriff of Terre Haute. I think this would be good.
Yeah, I agree.
So we continue to expand our territory, be good little coterie, as you say, and soon enough, our territory is large enough to command respect.
Yeah, that's the dream, right?
Indeed.
So what do we need to do?
Well, we need to go to war.
So, storyteller, with the permission to expand, what all is included in said permission? Like, are we allowed to go to war? Are we allowed to deliver final death to kindred in our new territory?
It seemed to be the most of the time, depending on where your domain is located. Since none of you are considered like have praxis in that area, like none of you guys are princes of Terre Haute or anything like that. You guys are just extension of the prince. So any sort of rules that go on back in Indianapolis would apply here.
So a whole lot of no then.
It seems like it'd be more at this point diplomatic than by assault.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But they are thin bloods, and we were given permission to exterminate them wholesale by our prince.
Oh, absolutely. The prince has given us wide latitude, although I think they're more useful alive and researched than dead. But
Oh,
sure.
for certain. I'm saying if push comes to shove.
A few moments later, the door opens once more as Hunter walks in. Sort of nods to the both of you. Hangs up his jacket.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. You have my package?
Yes, I do. It's out in the truck. I can go get it.
No, it's okay. Just give me keys. I'll go get it.
Okay. And he goes ahead and hands over a set of keys. He goes ahead and gets almost to the point where it separates from the store and goes into your guys' personal haven portion of it. Have you guys seen Eva around by any chance?
She did not tell you where she was going?
I mean, no, but I mean, it's not really her. She doesn't have to. We're not a thing, but
Does she normally tell you where she's going?
sometimes it could be if it's extremely dangerous and she may need backup. Yeah, but not all the
So
time.
then she's probably safe.
Yeah, probably would be my guess. I mean, as safe as your kind can be in most cases.
Okay, then we need not worry. She will return. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. And he sort of continues down towards the rest of his haven. It's definitely feeling off-centered, and maybe not fully believing it, but for the most part, understands that Eva's a very capable individual. Begins to head back down to his personal space.
Did I seem reassuring or kind of like a dick there? I'm not real sure. I'm gonna ask that to Carter.
Who cares?
Valid point.
I mean, I don't think you were any more a dick than usual, but
Okay, that's good.
it seemed like a straightforward answer. I mean, he knows Eva better than we do. It is a little weird she didn't tell him where she was going, though.
Maybe something she no wish for him to know. Maybe she get birthday present.
That could be. That could definitely be.
While this is going on, a different part of town. Benny, you hear a voice sort of rattle in the back of your mind. Not of yours, not of your beasts, but of the cobweb. It's an address. Go. Find the truth.
We got the scoop, boys. Let's go. As he says to himself in an empty room with green screens, newspaper clippings, all strewn together with strings pointing to who's guilty and who's innocent. He leaves his apartment on the south side of Indianapolis, hops in his old Cadillac, he drives off to the address.
And then that leaves Michael. You're rather new in town. As you are more or less wandering free and not bound by any sort of sect, an individual clan that you are. But you're starting to make waves in the Cambria community. Wherever you are, you begin to receive a phone call from a familiar phone number of one Nessa.
Seems right. You got Michael.
Hello, my dear. My dear. I hope the conditions aren't too terrible for you.
It's not the worst. I mean, I've definitely lived in better, but we're out here.
I can agree with you wholeheartedly on living in better places. But that being said, if you ever change your mind and decide to want to find a home, the tower is very welcoming. And obviously better than the other side.
I mean, I do my job. That's kind of where I'm at. Granted, working for the tower is much more lucrative than anything that the movement may or may not have me do. But uh, still up in the air. I don't really think I have don't really think there's any place I'm trying to set roots down at the moment.
Shame. Shame.
Well, it's nothing against anybody. You have to understand.
Of course, of course, of course.
You've been nothing but a sweetheart to me this entire time, so I appreciate that.
You do not mean that. You do not mean that. But I do have a request, if you will, a job.
Okay.
Of
What's
the utmost
going on?
importance. Our prince is not well. So, during his recovery as seneschal, it is my job to make sure that the domain continues forward. There is a coterie down south
Mm-hmm.
in a small little town called Terre Haute. Do me a favor and check in on them. Make sure that they're doing fine. They should have just received some very exciting news, and I'm sure they either wouldn't mind the help or would enjoy the company.
All right. Now, just so I'm clear, this is a legitimate go help them, not a help them find a new place, correct?
Oh no, no, they just moved not too long ago, and we wouldn't want to rehome our lost cats again.
Okay. You know my rates.
I do.
And normally my rates are for moving stuff A to B.
Mm-hmm.
So general handyman work is going to be an extra bit. Is that something you're cool with?
If it requires, we can discuss that payment once it gets there.
Okay. So as of right now, we're looking at the normal fare here.
For right now.
Okay. Sounds like a deal. Send me the location and I will truck my way on down there.
It will be sent from a unknown call in just a few moments.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes, and watch your back, yes?
Oh, I never don't.
These group can be physical at times.
Okay. Oh, looks like we gotta. Yeah. I'll stretch out, get limber. If I gotta get physical, I gotta get physical.
Understood. Good luck. And she
Yeah,
goes ahead and
thanks.
hangs up.
Damn, this is.
A few
It's just
later,
gonna.
a address sent from an unknown number appears on your phone.
All right. So Michael being inside of his haven currently, his haven being a box truck, with a mattress in the back and a couple other odds and ends to make life a little more worth living. Looks over to the the blue and gold macaw that is this bound famulus. He's like, all right, little Michael, I hate this. We're in, yep, hate it. Then he starts driving towards the address that was given. And even to add it one step further, need to double check to see if that's a thing. But it's not out of place for Michael to talk to little Michael through feral whispers.
Okay.
Just
communication.
conversation the whole time. If they're driving, they're talking.
Understood.
Mostly about grubs.
All right. For Dimitri and Carter, it returns to a uneventful evening. It's quiet. Shop seems to be calm, peaceful.
And in our kind of investigations over the last few days to try to uncover more thin bloods, did we learn any information about, is there someone who is consistently creating these thin bloods? Do they know their sire? Can they give a description? If they do, is it the same person who's doing it?
Yeah, all very good questions. I want to say from over just a couple of nights, you've probably found maybe 5 or 6 thin bloods over the last couple of nights. Um, no more than 2 have the same sire, but it seems to though all of them know who their sire is, and it is all different individuals from the descriptions. They may not know their name, but they can give you a description of what they look like. Um, and all of them sound different, very, very different.
Do they seem to all, as far as when they were, embraced, did they all seem to kind of be in the same general physical vicinity? Like, or it's kind of all over that northern region?
As of right now, you guys sort of looked the just at maybe quarter mile, just everywhere above where you guys are at, just over the first couple of nights, and it's pretty well spread out. While they have a large domain, it doesn't seem like it's very infested. Is not the right word for it, unless you're Camry, that might be. But it's not like a high population per density.
Could we get descriptions of the sires?
Yeah. 2 of them looked like they were one male, one female. Both looked like they were maybe mid or early or mid 20s. Um, both looked like they were probably going through college or something like that. They were very outgoing, very talkative, wearing mostly like Indiana State colors. Um, One of them said they could barely stand to look at their sire, as the face was sort of warped and covered in different warts and all this other things. And 2 others described their sires as men looking probably in their late 30s, early 40s. Very extremely well dressed. But no real like this. If you were to see this person, you would absolutely know that this was them. There's no like distinctive features.
Gotcha. And out of curiosity, after their embrace, did any of them like get taught anything by their sire? Or were they pretty much just kind of left to the wolves, like embraced and then kind of thrown away?
No, all of them seem like they were all embraced and sort of raised about a movement. They didn't seem to know a lot about the movement, but they were told to be part of it.
And they just walked away from it?
No, they seem to be part of the Anarch movement.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm assuming we're discussing all this as
Yeah.
as a team here. I mean, like Anarchs are playing this really smart. The cam is offering these guys nothing except death.
And do you think we should be extending the olive branch?
I mean, I don't know what we should be doing, but we're outnumbered, and they're clearly making thin bloods very, very quickly. And why are they going to come? With a couple of exceptions, right? Why are they going to come join us? Like,
Which I think is why extermination is the order.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I understand that that's, and I see. I guess that's the only thing we can do if we're just going to exterminate them. But it just seems I have concerns.
Well, it did put them to voice.
Well, I mean, it's not. We have to do what we have to do. The prince wants me to study them. We have to round them up for your plan. So it is what it is. But I just I worry that if the anarchs can make them faster than we can handle them, we're going to be seriously outnumbered. And if we really are going to be exterminating them, it's going to be a hard sell if we decide that's a later. If we decide later that that's a bad plan.
So as we claim the supply that we need to be most careful not to be seen.
Yeah, I think that's wise, and I think we should. I mean, I don't know that we're going to have the luxury of choice, but if we find thin bloods that are willing to work with us, I think we should leave those ones alone. If we take out the ones that are going to be a problem and leave the ones that won't, I think that puts us in a better position.
Do you understand the process? What if we could identify someone and create our own thin bloods that are isolated from the anarchs and use those as the fodder for children, then we don't really make enemies of the existing thin bloods. But I do not know what the process is in order to make them. I know that your blood must be weak when you attempt to sire, but I know not all can do it. Do you know how to tell this? Can we find someone who could do such an operation for us in exchange for something?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of what I've been researching. It seems like it's just a matter of your generation, of how far you are removed. So eventually, your childer or your childer's childer's childer will eventually be only able to produce thin bloods, if anything. So theoretically, we just need to find somebody we can manipulate into doing that repeatedly. But that may be easier said than done.
Yes. Could you tell by tasting their blood if they would have such capability?
I think so, yes.
So I guess we need to start hanging out with more anarchs.
Which might mean we need to make good with Baron Temple.
This is likely easier said than done.
That seems to be a running theme.
Well, set up meat.
Do I still have that number, Bruce?
You do. Baron Temple said that number would work once. So to use it wisely. Whether or not that number is still active, you're not sure because you haven't tried it.
We need to think through what exactly we're going to offer him before we make this phone call. I don't want to waste it. Any thoughts?
Well, they already own most of the territory in Terre Haute, so it's not like we can offer them much there. But perhaps a truce? We claim safe haven here in Terre Haute? We agree not to go to war?
I mean, but we can say those words, but if the prince says we're going to war, we have to go to war, right?
I don't think the prince wants a war. If he wanted war, he had a perfect opportunity to squash the anarchs. We killed so many of them.
Yeah, but if the prince is out of the picture, what's Nessa
Yes,
want?
but
What do the rest of them want?
Nessa wants to protect the Masquerade. Yes?
I maybe. Um, she seemed. You have more experience dealing with her than I do.
My impression is that she did say she does not wish to see the prince dead, just out of the way. I think she may have manufactured a way to do such a thing.
Fair.
And whatever she's doing, Augustin has no power to stop her. Perhaps he would be willing to talk about the situation.
Do we know what Nessa? Do we have any idea if she cares about the Thin Bloods?
I do not. But I would assume she would not see to it that we would inherit their territory if she cared about their well being.
True.
And she is in league with Sheldon, at least according to her own admission. And Sheldon wants to study the Thin Bloods. Lots of them.
I am surprised the prince has me studying them as well as Sheldon separately.
I think Sheldon's study is of his own predilection. I do not think it is something requested by the prince necessarily.
Fair enough. Well, then I suppose we should talk to the Baron and offer what we can, which it seems like is going to boil down to a favor.
Well, this will likely be a big one because you tried to kill the man.
I did not. I did nothing of the sort.
In his mind, this is what you did.
True. And yeah, from his perspective, does it matter if it's me or somebody else that works for the prince?
Not likely.
Yeah, probably not.
Roughly about this time, it has been a slow drive for the both of you. For Michael and for Benny, as road conditions are not great. It is in the middle of January. It is a heavy flurry that is practically snowing sideways, and snow drifts are getting thick. Um, as you guys finally make it to the address, um, seems like a very normal but very large looking bookstore.
Do we arrive at the same time?
Just about at the same time. The street parking is very, very full at this point, where most people have already parked their cars and either walked to campus or walked to one of their homes. But so you guys are far enough apart where it's very possible you guys don't even think that you guys are distant, like closer to the bookstore than say the other might be. But yes, you guys do see each other's cars sort of arrive and turn off. Or not turn off, but you guys at least arrive and park, I should say.
Okay. And once I'm all parked and good, I'm gonna double check the address to make sure I got the right spot, and then head up and knock on the door.
Sit back and observe.
Yeah. Mid conversation about owing the Baron a favor, a knock happens at your door.
Let's go get the door.
Also, do I recognize anybody from Elysium or from anything else?
Would my status have anything to do with that?
You would. You have not met. You have 1 or 2 dots.
I have 2.
2 dots. You have seen this person before. They seem to have stopped in shortly, maybe about 2 hours before Elysium was ending. But you do recognize Michael beginning to rap on the door.
What have we got here?
I'll walk to the door behind Carter and kind of peek over his head to see who's out there.
And Michael, if you want to go ahead and describe what your character looks like.
So, Michael is. I have a hard time, personally, as what's not. As like what is shorter, but shorter, I'd say probably like 5'8", 5'9". Wearing like some busted up jeans and a not like a full on jacket, but like a heavier hoodie, right? Work boots on, and the hood up with like kind of like chin length, kind of blondie hair, right? And just kind of standing there, looking a little bit cold. I mostly just trying to put on the facade, and just like, hey.
Speaking about putting on the facade, are you using Blush of Light?
Yes. Let me actually rouse for that really quick. God damn. This dice roller actively hates me.
It's true.
This
But
dice...
you guys can see they have skin color. They have a beating heart, breathing.
We're closed.
Okay. I was sent here by a friend. They said you might need some help.
What is friend's name?
I'd really rather not do this out here. Would I recognize the voice or whoever this is at the door at all? Or can I sense the beast?
Dimitri, do you have status by any chance?
Yeah, I have 1 status, but I also have the flaw obvious predator.
As
I think we're gonna have a heightened senses activated at this point.
That's fair. That's fair. As you can absolutely go ahead and roll for sense the beast, but you do recognize the tone of the voice. It sort of clicks as being one of the newcomers of Indianapolis, of Dimitri.
Okay. And like I would be able to put the name to the voice?
Yeah, easy enough.
Okay. Perfect. Then I'm not even gonna mess with rolling for that.
That's fair.
Just Dimitri. It's cold as shit out here, man. Just let me in. I'll get you some names. Congratulations on the expanded domain, by the way. That's pretty cool.
Door starts to unlock.
Do I recognize this kindred?
You do. As you guys were sort of leaving, they were sort of walking in shortly after. But you did not see them the entire time at Elysium. But it seemed almost like everyone else was leaving, they were coming in.
So once the
Please.
door's open enough, Michael's gonna step on in. With little Michael on, like pulling little Michael out from under the hoodie and setting up on shoulders this massive, beautiful blue and gold like macaw. Little Michael, say hello. Hi.
A car. Writing this down.
And with your heightened senses, you can absolutely hear the entire conversation taking place as if it were right next to you.
I'll go ahead and close the door against the draft outside. Please, have a seat. Would you like a drink?
A little something to take the edge would be kind of nice, but you don't owe me anything like that. I'm here as a favor to a friend. Just kind of looking around the bookstore. Cool place.
It's all like rich wood and leather and hand tooled,
It smells great.
leather bound ancient volumes.
Yeah. I would assume it smells like rich leather and old books.
Yeah. It
Oh,
smells
man,
wonderful.
This place rules.
It is my friends.
As they go inside, out of line of sight, or if there's maybe a shop window or something, I don't know. I'll take the opportunity to get out of the car and get in closer.
Okay. Dimitri, is there a front shop window? That would be
Yeah,
able to
there's
look in?
two very, very large, almost like floor to ceiling windows, where there's book displays and everything like that. Right now, the interior, we've got a couple of lamps on tables that are on, but the main overhead lights are not lit up.
And I'll activate Silence of Death too.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's
Why
right.
risk it?
Exactly.
Might be some crunchy snow.
If there absolutely is a bunch of crunchy snow or sloshing footsteps of the melted snow as cars sort of drive by.
And I'm just going to inch in next to a window.
Yeah.
Continue trying to listen.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a wits plus a awareness for me, please. And that'll be a difficulty 3, only just because of the material you're trying to listen through. Even with your heightened senses, it still gives a little bit of a barrier to sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be relatively heavy glass just because the street's so close. We want to keep it nice and,
keep it quiet inside the library.
And make sure it's double
yeah.
paned, for insulation.
Good stuff.
Yeah. No, Dimitri probably has that bulletproof, not just double pane, but it's probably like bulletproof.
It really should
yet,
be.
but-
I mean, if it's not, it should be.
Will be in the near future.
Exactly. It's the next upgrade for the Haven.
Need to raise a little more capital first.
Exactly. Benny, you got 3 successes, so you will be able to hear this next part of the conversation as well as you sort of sneak up to the window.
So willpower reroll on that.
Yeah, you did. All right. The rest of you guys are continuing your conversation.
So I was, driving around, as I do, trying to find a cool new spot. But I got a little phone call from one of our mutuals there, Miss Nessa, said that y'all are expanding your operation and may or may not need some help.
This was just topic of conversation, yes.
Okay. Well, it's kind of within my realm of what I do. Odds and ends, that kind of stuff. So is this something that y'all are actually going to need some help with? Or is this something that I can call her back and say that y'all got it handled? Either way, I'm getting paid. So,
How long are you intending to be in town?
I mean, I came in a couple weeks ago. probably be in town for a couple more weeks. Minimum.
Okay. We have some things on our agenda that need to be taken care of to, how you say, grease the skids.
Interesting turn of phrase, but okay.
Make things go smoothly.
Yeah, no, I followed. I was better. I like that. Grease the skids.
Yes. Sorry, English is not my first language.
Oh, I'm not talking any sort of shit there, friend. I enjoy it.
No, I did. If I thought you were talking shit, I just would have pulled your leg off and beat you to death with it. This is the kind of thing.
That's the reputation that precedes you there, D. So how about yeah.
Writing this down, Benny's like kind of laughing to himself, very audibly, but of course, Silence of the Death keeps it silent.
With his own leg. Oh my god.
Carter, you've been so quiet. You need to speak. It's insulting to our guest.
I'm sorry. Yes. Welcome to our store.
Great store.
We thank you. Whether or not we need help, I think depends a lot on how we decide to approach it. What's without me sounding rude, what's your skill set? What kind of help are you offering?
I specialize in making things not where they are. So lots of A to B kind of transportation. I have been known to get my hands dirty once or twice, or maybe up to 10 times if need be. So I'm not great at public speaking, but I can try. But really, I was just told you needed an extra set of hands, so came on out.
So you are, how they say, gun for hire, yes?
Yeah, more or less.
Is your allegiance to the tower?
No. Honestly,
Kind of glance at Carter.
Nessa knows where I stand.
And that is?
Highest bidder. You pay my price, you get my you pay the fee, you get me, sort of say.
So since the fee has been paid, you are
I'm
ours.
on board.
Is this to be understood?
100%.
So whatever dirty deeds we need you to get up to will even be not heard by necessarily the person who pays you.
It depends on how dirty those deeds get. But for the most part, I told her I would help you. She's going to pay my fee. My word is titanium out here, all right? So
Do you have how you say references? People you've worked with in the past that we can, speak with about the quality of your character. While you talk a good game, my friend, you could also be completely full of shit.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Obviously, I don't carry a resume on me at all times. I'm sorry. But you can call Nessa if you really want. I've worked for her multiple times.
Who else? Anyone in Chicago?
I haven't been up Chicago way in a long time, but I got a couple people out on the West Coast that I could hook you up with. Somebody out there by them old Rockies out in Denver, that kind of nonsense.
In the European travel?
No, honestly, I've really wanted to get out towards like Munich. That place sounds pretty sick, but haven't been able to facilitate that one just yet. All stateside, lower 48.
I'll look at Carter. This is
lower
your territory.
47. Haven't been out to Hawaii.
Does anything what he's telling me does it ring any bells?
In what capacity?
Like, am I able to this reputation that he's trying to say he has? Like, does that stack up with what I know?
Um,
Am I full of shit?
Is he full of shit? Yes.
As you think about the different the ways that they've climbed. It's been a rather short amount of time for the amount of status that they have gained within the Camarilla. Even more so if they're an independent. So the amount of work that they're discussing and saying they've done sort of tracks with how much name they do have for themselves within the Camarilla.
I nod subtly to Dimitri. Yeah, it seems like
Okay.
he's on the level.
Good. I am happy and welcome. I don't think I apologize for my rudeness. I did not even get your name.
Not rude at all. No, you're totally good. My name's Michael. Like I said, this is Lil Michael. Lil Michael, say hi. Both wings come way out and they bow real deep. Yeah, that's what we do out here. Honestly, it's kind of cool to be able to meet y'all.
It is very nice to meet you as well. So, I guess you have place to stay?
I got my truck. I prefer to stay a little
Sleep in
mobile.
a truck.
Sleep in a truck.
I've done this.
Yeah. I mean, it's homey. It's got a sunshade I put up in the front window. I got a mattress and a couple other things in the back of the truck. I've got basics of life. If I don't want to stay in the truck, I don't stay in the truck.
Sounds good.
Life is life. It's a decent life. I'm out here trying to figure it out, but there's worse things.
How long have you been trying to figure it out?
What year is it?
2024.
20.
Couple decades at least. Everybody says that eventually you find your calling. I'm not sure if I found mine or if I'm just somebody without one. But it's not to be depressing. I just have a couple of skills I'm good at, so I figured I'd make some money off of them. Never stay in the same place too terribly long, but I can be convinced to hang around for a couple of years.
This is good to know. Will you always work for pay?
I mean, get paid for what you're good at.
I mean, is there anything you believe in
Oh,
other than money?
other than money. Money definitely greases the skids. I mean, not too much. I got my bird. I got my truck. That I think that's kind of me. Like I said earlier, you get my word, you've got something pretty damn strong right there. So I don't double back as much as I can. Don't double cross, I think is the better way to say that. Yeah. The movement is a little too much, and the cam, like the movement is a little too freeform, the cam's a little too strict.
This
So-
is fair assessment.
Yeah. So you find your nice middle ground, stay right in your lane, and become too valuable to get rid of.
So, have you had dealings with the Anarchs here in Terre Haute or Indianapolis?
Once, like I said, a little too
Was this
freeform for my taste.
positive or negative?
Wasn't bad, just the criteria changed a couple too many times for my taste. So
So, do you still retain those contacts?
that I might. It depends on what we're needing. It depends on how much it's worth to you. Because my deal was with My deal was with Nessa to help y'all get things moving. If we're trying to leverage anything outside of that, then we're going to have to work another deal.
No, the reason I ask is we had discussed meeting with the Anarchs to broker a peace in Terre Haute.
Oh,
We are an island unto ourselves. Our help is an hour away. It is in our
Right.
vested interest to make friends with Anarchs as opposed to go to war with them.
absolutely. No,
This is why I wonder if you have contact that we could speak with.
Yeah, I mean, I could make a couple phone calls, see what I can do.
I'll look at Carter. Is this agreeable?
Yeah, I mean, we need an angle.
So if you could perhaps make introduction for us and you have positive interaction with them, maybe it would go a way to grease the skids.
I love that phrase. I'm using that all the time now. It's a great phrase.
You're welcome.
Why do the skids need greasing?
Because otherwise they get stuck,
helps.
Carter. Come on.
Yeah.
What is being moved on skids, and what are they moved over?
A snowmobile. I don't know.
You grease snowmobile skids?
Fine. A snowboard. You wax those. A surfboard you wax.
I was definitely dead before snowboarding was a thing.
You don't Google things? You don't hear words and just like, I wonder what that is. Click, 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 click.
He does not internet.
So,
He
I mean,
read books.
I internet a little. Not about snowboarding, but sorry, this is off topic. It's
As their conversation starts to digress, Benny walks to the main entrance and opens it.
Is it locked?
Is it locked or unlocked?
I'll say it's unlocked.
I was
so
keep that thing open.
Overzealous, with Michael's entrance and him talking about the expansion. I'm like, oh yeah, hey, a friend.
we probably didn't lock Michael inside.
Right, that seems a little intimidating. Yes, come in. Like,
Sure, that's the reason why I didn't lock it.
yeah, exactly.
Sure, that's it.
Yeah. There we go.
That's what I'm gonna tell him.
All right, walking into the bookstore, Benny just yells, "Battle of Terre Haute! New coterie attempts to take new territory. Will the old blood fight off the new? Who's to tell?"
Is this friend of yours?
Don't know this guy.
Look, I heard your
Okay.
entire conversation, and this needs to be unwound. Clearly.
There, bud.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, good question.
I'm asking the questions here. And what's important, so we get to the bottom.
I kick one of the tables and a drawer slides out and I pull a pistol up and point it at him.
Whoa,
No, you're not asking fucking questions.
I thought this was a bookstore. I thought you were open.
When the pistol comes out,
What the fuck is wrong with you?
so does Michael's little snub 38. Just like, all right, who the fuck? And the gun's going between everybody in the room because I don't know who to trust at this point. Just
your hours were posted outside, and the door was unlocked. Was I supposed to check the hours?
Hey, asshole.
Maybe, but I didn't.
Read the
but the
hours
door was
again.
unlocked.
Hey,
Okay, now you know is not okay. Fuck off.
It's too late. You can't do anything to me because I know too much. If I go down, you go down.
What the hell are you even talking about?
You're working with Nessa to bring down uncharted territory against the prince's wishes. The prince who is lying sick in bed. And Nessa is putting words into his mouth.
She is seneschal. She has the authority to make such transactions.
Says who?
Says the Seneschal.
Exactly.
Prince?
Exactly. I don't remember
This is
the prince.
the rules of the coteries. Yeah, I mean, of the masquerade, of all of it. Of the camarilla.
I'm sorry.
I'm about to
Who were
shoot you in
you?
the fucking face.
To which little Michael goes, "Bark! Shoot him in the face."
What's a macaw doing in Indiana in the middle of winter?
Okay,
Clearly out of its habitat.
Fuckstick.
He's my
Sit
guy.
down
Okay.
and shut
I'm
the
not-
fuck up for a moment.
I'm not here to ruffle any feathers.
Too
Let me
fucking
introduce
late.
myself.
Leave my bird alone. Do not ruffle any of little Michael's feathers, okay? His wings
Benny
are all the way out,
Blankenship,
and he's like,
at your service. Maybe you've heard of me. The Beninites and my daily news coverage.
"The
Before
Benonite?
it's what we call ourselves, the Beninites. So you have heard of me.
No, I was repeating a word you said because it's weird."
Jesus Christ.
Look, what we do at the daily nightly daily dusk news
That's
is
a terrible name for a paper. Daily, nightly, duskly, daily, nightly,
it's
duskly,
gone. We're
duskly
workshopping
paper.
it, okay? We bring out the truth. We shed light where there is no light to be shown, and this I'm trying to bring into the our world. We don't have enough independent opinions in our world. Everything comes from the top down. But I think information should come from the bottom up. And that's why I'm here. And that's why you're going to tell me everything you know about Nessa and her corruption.
No?
Anybody else feel like we should probably just take this guy out?
Definitely.
Store is open. Store is open. This is an infringement upon my rights.
Hey, sovereign citizen. I'm about to put 6 holes in your chest.
Anyone can make a. Hold on a second. Let me look up skills.
Sovereign citizen, you kill me.
Oh, I should probably turn off silence of
Yeah, as you're saying this entire
Oh, let me.
conversation. it's
Sorry, I was
just-
on mute. I was on
I was
mute.
on mute. I was on mute. Let me do this whole spiel again.
It's just that entire conversation is why they haven't reacted properly. That must be it. It's just the entire
What
time
is
just,
wrong with this guy?
It's just miming the whole time.
2 words. Sounds like.
he
Nessa's
needs
I
bad.
really understood him well for the fact we
Yeah,
couldn't hear
it was
him.
very surprising.
I'm really good at reading lips.
Yeah. Apparently we all are.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We can make a intelligence plus. I will allow technology.
Ooh.
Except not you, Benny.
Or maybe politics.
I will also allow politics as well. Intelligence plus politics, or intelligence plus technology. One of the two.
See, I do need to workshop that name. Duskly. No. This would have been my.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty would
Oof.
be 2.
This is about to get ugly.
News by night.
Oh, no.
That's a good one.
Bestial failure.
Oh, I was gonna do some dementation, but maybe I don't have to.
Yeah, that checks out. Cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. Carter, you've heard.
And I use politics, by the way, not technology.
Perfect. You've heard of Benny's work.
News by night. That's what I'm sticking with.
Within the mortal world. Benny is
The mortal world?
Benny is the reason why the mayor of Indianapolis almost Was it almost or actually did not?
Well, if he did not, then he wouldn't be there.
Yeah, it's true. Sorry, looking at backstory stuff real quick. Um, Mayor almost did not get elected into his role because of a fiasco that he brought to light. But either it was too late or enough people did not care about it or something. But the vote still went through. But you do remember it was a very, very big thing that you were aware of, even in Chicago, because a lot of people right on that line still sort of heard about it because it was that big of an event. Michael, never heard of this guy
When was that?
whatsoever. That was 2012.
Two
Okay,
election
so
cycles.
that was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was just last year.
Yeah, sure. That's it. And Dimitri here. Dimitri. Oh, how the turn tables. Let me pull this up real quick.
I heard. What is Dimitri? Tremere?
No.
Venture.
Ventru? I've heard they're very nice
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Especially when it comes to the bees.
The nicest, actually. Just the most polite.
The clan of good hospitality and hostmanship, last I heard.
You're not wrong when they're invited. Typically is the thing that might be the slight difference. Let's see here. Ooh, compulsions. That's what I like to see. Yep.
I just couldn't listen to them rabble anymore, so I had to bust in. And this is the consequences of that decision.
What will you learn? That your actions have consequences.
As this conversation goes on, Dimitri, you feel almost like an anger. You're able to keep your composure and not actively shoot the person with the weapon that you're holding. But you do gain the compulsion arrogance from your clan. Someone must obey an order from you. Any action not directly associated with the leadership receives a 2 dice penalty. This compulsion lasts until an order was obeyed. And though the order must not be supernaturally enforced, such as through dominate. So you can't dominate someone to do something for you, but you actually have to show leadership. Until that, any test will receive a -2 dice pool until that is successful.
So when you say, I mean, can intimidation, like, to get them to follow the order?
Any action not directly associated with leadership receives. So I would assume that it would probably be a leadership test. So at least the skill would have to be leadership, but you could use like manipulation or charisma, depending on the situation for it.
Okay. I'll put the gun back in its little drawer and close it up, and get to my whole 6'6" frame, up off the couch, come over to this guy. You're going to do me a favor. You're going to turn around, close the door, sit down, and shut the fuck up for a moment.
Could you say that in the mic? I don't know if I could hear you from down here. On the record.
On the record, I'm going to fucking kill you.
With this chair over here?
Shut the door.
Block. Look, I was sent here from an anonymous source. So someone knew that this meeting was going down.
Hold on. Shut the fuck up. You talk entirely too much. Okay. Let us take a moment.
Here comes the truth,
Breathe.
everybody.
And breathe. Even
I
though
don't
we
breathe.
don't breathe.
I don't breathe.
Yes, I do.
I can make it look like I can breathe.
He's totally breathing
Oh.
right now. You see this?
100%. Look at me right now.
Okay. Now start from beginning. And this time, try to say it like you are not smoking a lot of crack.
Look,
Uniform, consistent thoughts. Go.
my job here is simple. There are secrets in our coven of Indianapolis region. I am just here to find what these secrets are, to let the truth be known, and to ultimately let the individual have the power of choice. I was brought here by an anonymous source. All my sources are anonymous, but this one especially. And I've listened to enough of your rabbling that you two are here to conspire against Primogen, against the Anarchs, which may or may not be sanctioned by the prince, who is sickly in his bed. So I am just doing my due diligence to root out this corruption. So strike me down if you think that's wrong. But there will be others who will come looking for me.
Who
May I
do you
roll-
serve?
Okay. Go for it.
Go ahead. No, please.
No,
why?
no. This
By all
is your circus. I'm just here.
I'm so tempted to just shoot him right now.
implicated. I know.
So, my guy, I would like to point out, that, at least from the conversation I was listening to, there was no sort of implication about like down with the prince or anything like that, and quite the opposite. Everything that-
Let me correct you there, Michael. I believe you said...
That's not my real name.
Oh, well, let me write that down too. This is on the record. I believe you said you don't go with the Anarchs, but you also don't go with the Cam. Is that not
Correct.
what you said? You like
That
to ride in
is-
between.
Yeah,
That makes you an Anarch. If you're not with the Cam, you're with the Anarchs.
that's no. That's
We'll see what the prince thinks about that.
Cool, dude. That was my thing. I was gonna I tried what I could. I'm gonna sit back down. Little Michael hops down. I'm just gonna like
Okay, you
hang out with him.
say that we are plotting against Prince. How is this so?
You tell me.
No, you're the one who make accusation. You tell me.
We
I'm just
don't bear
asking
the burden of
questions.
evidence.
Questions
No,
are not
you
accusations.
did not ask question. You made statement. There's
Assuming.
difference.
I made a hypotenuse. Hypothesis. I had to spell it out. It's been a while since I've said that word.
I thought you were trying to figure out the triangle thing.
I made a hypotenuse.
So, from what you're telling me, based on the Pythagorean theorem, we're all guilty by the process of
Elimination.
what is it? The communal
Association.
the commutative property.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me look.
You're right,
We got
Michael.
A.
He's being obtuse.
We
Dimitri's
got A,
cute.
who's definitely a square. B, and C. That fills out the formula.
So
Is anybody
let me
else
get
lost
this
in this conversation?
straight, new guy. You eavesdropped on our conversation, walked into our domain, accused us of being against the prince, and you are expecting to leave this place of your own power because.
I have not heard one defense. I'm not here making accusations. I am here to ask questions and to find answers. Maybe I eavesdropped, maybe I didn't. I was sent here through a source. I don't see that source among us unless it's one of you. So you're already compromised.
If he's in torpor, he's not technically dead.
Yeah, we can absolutely torpor somebody who is eavesdropping on our conversation and breaking into our domain.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. Someone sent me here. Someone sent me here.
Who sent you here?
I don't know. Anonymous. Anon-amiss.
Hippopotamus. We're back to square one.
You better start making sense, pal.
So, okay, if you were
'Cause right
listening to
now-
our conversation,
You're looking real guilty. That's all I'm saying.
if you were listening to our conversation, then you would understand that you need to give us a little bit of something to grease the skids on this, okay?
I wrote that down. It's a good saying.
It's a great saying. So we can't just like.
Here's what I know. The prince, Nessa, the prince, like the prince did anything in his current state. Nessa gave you the right to go to war with these thin bloods in this neighborhood. Is that not a war crime in our Camarilla society?
Hey, you have notebook
go to
there.
war.
Turn that back like a page or two and see where we're talking about meeting with anarchs and brokering peace. How does that go to war?
We shouldn't be discussing this, Dimitri. This is the secrets of the Grove must be kept.
The Grove.
Also, by the
What's
way,
the name of that?
They're already out.
Club that was recently opening.
Hey, do we still have that steak?
Yes.
Oh
yes,
no,
we
thanks.
do.
I'm full.
I don't
I'm going
think you
to
can.
pop downstairs and grab that real quick. Hey, keep talking, buddy. I'll be right back.
You might want to be gone by the time he gets back, or really start making sense.
I've told you everything. You know, I myself have no power but the power of voice, and frankly, right now in Kindred society, there is no voice. I will be that voice. How do you get your news?
Are you saying that you're like? Okay, quick question. Do you like pro wrestling?
I love pro wrestling.
So right now you're saying that you're trying to be the CM Punk. You're trying to be the voice of the voiceless, right?
I'm the Undertaker.
Only thing that I can see that relates you to the Undertaker is the fact that you are about to literally be the dead man.
We're all dead men without a voice.
The torpor journalists write no articles. Is that a saying that anybody's heard?
Carter, while this conversation's taking place, you can go ahead and roll for me. Let's see here. Intelligence plus either investigation or yes, you can either roll intelligence plus investigation or wits plus insight. Just tell me which one you are rolling.
It'll be intelligence investigation.
Okay.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty will be 1 second.
Whole thing feels like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
You're not wrong. DC 3.
Wow. That's a terrible roll.
Would you like to willpower it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Nope.
Wonderful. Okay. Go ahead.
Did Dimitri leave the room?
Yeah, Dimitri went downstairs.
Now that I can finally have a moment to talk. Look, isn't there something kind of weird with Nessa going on with the whole sudden rise to power, and then we all saw the prince at Elysium going from punch a hole in a guy to all of a sudden booping noses. I saw that. That was your nose, Carter.
Did I see this character at Elysium?
You did. He was one of the individuals who was off by himself, not seeming to talk to anyone, except for
Himself?
Sheldon for a moment.
Okay.
I just think there's some fishy business going on. And it's more obvious to me now that I was sent here. I'm not on a premonition, but basically on a premonition that now we're talking about the Seneschal granting new lands to up and comers. I'm just here for the truth.
I kind of don't know what to tell you on that one, bud.
Yeah, I think you have the wrong bookstore.
I mean, I heard you talking about it. I know you're involved with something. I mean, Michael, not Michael. You're being paid by Nessa.
I mean, yeah. Okay,
Why?
I'm being paid by Nessa to help.
You don't owe this guy any answers.
I kind of
Michael.
don't, but at the same time, if I just tell him yes, maybe he'll leave.
I really don't get that impression from him.
That's also true. I don't know.
Carter, roll resolve plus aspects for me, please. As your eyes leave, or your sight, I should say, leaves your body and jumps straight into the sky.
No, your eyes leave. They fly straight out of your skull and straight into the sky.
I knew there was something wrong with you.
My God. It's the eyes parasite. They're back.
Not again.
What's the difficulty?
No difficulty. Just let me know what you roll.
4.
Are you happy with those, or would you like to try to re-roll the one?
Yeah, I'll willpower reroll.
Burn him if you got him.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yeah, nope, 4.
4. It's interesting. Your eyesight, you begin to fly up towards the sky, and it sort of just spins there for a moment. Days, nights don't pass. You just are spinning rapidly. and you get dropped in the middle of an intersection, but it has no streets names on it. It's just a fork in the road. You have left and right. Standing to the left and right of you are your coterie members. Michael's there, but he fades in and out a little bit. And Benny's there, standing next to Eva. You get the feeling of almost the level of trust that you have with the rest of your coterie, whatever that may be, but you feel that way inwardly towards Benny in this premonition. On the ground in front of you, heading down one road, you see the prince staked, beheaded. On the other side, you see 3 members of the Primogen staked and beheaded. Those 3 members, Nessa, Sheldon, and dun dun dun,
Yeah, Mom.
Caleb.
Interesting.
Beyond each of those bodies stand a figure, silhouetted by the moonlight. You can't see their face, their features, just an outline of this person. And both paths have the monument circle behind them. And you snap to your body. And you come back to the bookstore.
Michael and I are just arguing back and forth. I said you don't bring a macaw in the middle of the winter to Indiana.
This guy goes where I go. His name's Lil Michael. You need to appreciate and respect Lil Michael.
Oh, Carter's back.
As Carter's sort of eyes flicker a little bit as they're no longer staring off to the abyss. Dimitri, you are almost back up the stairs with said stake.
All right. Well, I think we need to get a drink if we're going to keep talking about all this nonsense.
Dimitri, you have returned and see just the end of that statement made by Carter.
I look at Carter and kind of heft the steak, like,
I don't in a look without words. I try to get across a God. I wish, but no, we can't.
You think you see a little tear form in the corner of his eye.
Just a single blood drop just begins to form.
I walked all the way downstairs to get this.
So did you start making sense?
No, none of it made any sense.
So why we not kill this asshole?
Look, maybe I came on a little strong, but I think I was sent here to help you. Or, at least help you with your honesty.
I don't know what's coming, but I know he's a part of it. I think whatever he thinks he's on to, it may be a pivotal thing for us. Blood magic shit.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's just a thing that we do around here.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
Blood magic?
I
I don't know nothing about no blood magic.
So, I think we all could, deal with maybe getting out and stretching our legs, so to speak. Maybe get a snack or something, and we come back with cooler heads, and we talk this out. Yes.
That sounds good to me.
It's a date.
I'd rather not actively have to date Benny.
It's a date, whether or not you see it that way. It's what it is.
Damn.
It doesn't have to be a date. We could just go get food.
It's fair.
That's a date.
Is it? I feel like
Okay,
we're going
so,
to argue on semantics a lot.
How about like an hour we meet back here? Okay, it's good for everyone.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Is it okay
So-
if Lone Mike hangs out here? It's very cold outside.
No,
Yeah,
it's
he
cool.
really
It's
shouldn't be
cool.
out in the storm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want
it's
him
no
out.
About
problem.
the one thing this guy has said that's made any sense.
Yeah, no. If we
Talk about me or
stop
the
here,
parrot.
it's a macaw.
Macaw?
Don't call him a parrot. He's a macaw. Respect on my bird, okay?
Well, why don't you put a coat on your bird? Hold on here.
He has a little scarf, but he always picks at it and doesn't like it.
So each of you are going to go hunting by the sounds of it. Each of you can go ahead and make your related hunt roll. The coterie has the significantly easier time within their domain for their hunt rolls. The other two, looking at DC 3 if you like to go hunting.
I just need one success, right?
That is correct, just one.
Oh, thank God. These dice have been hot garbage. Jesus.
I don't really need to go hunting, but I guess when the
gonna.
dinner bells are calling.
My whole thing while we're trying to figure out who's gonna how we're gonna go eat and whatnot, I just pull out my phone and send a text.
Okay.
I'm texting one of my ears on the street kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
seeing if I could get the hook up on a couple blood bags.
Go ahead and roll.
Oh, it's there.
It, and it is so
3 successes.
wonderful. Yep, you are able to get a blood bag.
A blood bag?
Mm-hmm.
Choice.
I failed to extort anybody.
Would you like to willpower your extortion?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay,
I've only got one hunger.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'd have to drain them anyway. Shouldn't have littered.
That's right.
I got it on film.
Is there a specific button on this sheet for slaking or nah?
I think you just
Okay.
manually reduce the hunger.
Cool. Brings me down to hunger
Carter,
2.
because I know you are also a bagger. Right now, that would just give you a single bag. Any additional, if you wanted more hits, like if you willpowered for more hits, you'd get more bags per hunt. Would you like to look to willpower for more bags? Or...
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
I just want to make sure.
Nice.
Nice. All right, so you have 3 blood worth of slaking at your disposal. You can use as many as you would like, but you have 3 at your disposal.
Nice.
Just make sure to mark that somewhere so we can know how much blood bags you have so you can, show most of your friends.
Look how much blood I have.
So
I
much
made-
blood.
Okay. With that being said, an hour goes by. You guys have hunted, some successful, some not so successful. Dimitri, are you going down 2 or
Just one.
just 1? Perfect.
Yeah, I'm not. This is our domain. I don't
I
like to.
figured as much, but I always will ask just for, chaotic Dimitri energy.
Yeah,
You just got it. And then, Carter, how many blood bags are you using?
I believe I have to use 2 now to get 1
Yep.
hunger slaked. So I'm using 2. I'll go down to 1 hunger and I'll save 1 bag.
Understood. All right. And then, uh, Michael, you have the same option if you would like to willpower those 3 that you missed for additional bags. You are more than welcome to.
I'm good at the
Just-
moment.
just with the one?
That took me from 3 down to 2.
Okay.
Or is it 1 bag I can get?
One
I
bag-
should just be able to get
1 bag per slate.
1 bag per slate. Yeah, so the 1 bag, that's fine. Takes me to 2 hunger.
Okay.
We're chilling.
Perfect.
Haven't had to murder anybody yet, so it's not like I'm.
I like how you put the yet on there. It shows respect, and I appreciate it.
Definitely a yet.
Benny's on thin ice.
Exactly.
Benny is on thin ice.
It was so bold.
And
Have
as
to get that untouchable trait.
Exactly.
What is
As-
that?
as somebody who exists outside the laws and confines of both sects, I feel like I can do this murder and y'all could be fine.
Honestly, I think we could have done the murder and we could have been fine with the way he walked into that place spouting stuff. I don't think Nessa's going to stop us from
Oh,
taking
hell
out
no.
somebody who wants to expose her secrets.
So she does have secrets.
That was
Not-
that was a player
It's on the
statement.
record. On the record.
She has secrets, but none that involve you.
Unless.
Until now.
Until now.
Yeah, you guys have returned back to the bookstore. It is as you have left it. Nothing occurred. Nothing took place afterwards. While you guys were hunting, you did find the same guy who was very lost and confused, but he found his way to the gas station. He's sort of sitting outside the gas station at this point, just sort of waiting for something. But you guys, that is where we'll go ahead and wrap it up for this evening, just because we're already getting very close to midnight. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. Ian, thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Tuesday, bringing wonderful Michael and Michael, the macaw in January.
It's what happens when you live life on the road. You get a cool bird, and then next thing you know, it's snowing.
You're not wrong. Chat, everyone, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the raid, Cryptolisk. And then also, guys, if you haven't seen it already, my Thursday show, We Were in the Night, is doing a live play at Gen Con. We are going to be doing a live show. We have a full event and everything. So if you have a badge, you're going to be in Indianapolis. Make sure you go ahead, follow that link, and go ahead and purchase a ticket. It is $4, but it is 3 hours of absolute shenanigans that will take place. I can guarantee it.
Allegedly.
No,
Allegedly.
they are the shenanigans are going to happen. It's not they may or may not be illegal, which might be the allegedly part. You and the 6 of us are going to be in the room for the first time since last year, and it's going to be terrifying. But so make sure you guys go to that. It's going to be a good time. Place and time is going to be in there, and that link. So make sure you guys come and hang out. Really do appreciate it, and I'm happy to see you guys and hang out. This will be uploaded on Monday over on the YouTube and on the podcast. So please make sure to go and check that out. YouTube also just lowered their standards, if you want to call it that, for affiliate bonuses. So if you haven't already, make sure to go check out the YouTube, because we are significantly closer than what YouTube had in the past. So make sure to go ahead that way, and make sure it goes a long, long way to do so. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow with some more games. Have a good night, guys.